Thank you. Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome along to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby, thank you for joining us. It's the weekend, way! It's the final weekend before Christmas, yay! And we are here for two fab shows today. Looking forward to my favourite show of the week, I think, a little bit later on, Craft House, where we've got a brilliant guest who's going to be joining me and my crafty guest today. But also, before that, a masterclass. And this particular masterclass all about your foil press. And if you think to yourself, well, hang on a minute, if it's a masterclass, it's foil press, there can only be one person who you're with, Ben, today, and you would be right. Minus his shirt today. I mean, when I say minus his shirt, he's got clothes on, but he's not got his foil press shirt on today. It is, though, the foil press king, Craig. Here he is.
Oh, definitely got a shirt on. Definitely got a shirt on, that's for sure. Can I just say, first and foremost, wow.
Oh yeah, I forgot, you've not been in it, have you?
This is my first show in a brand new craft house. This is incredible. I've seen bits as it was getting done, but I've never seen it, now that it's fully finished, completed and done. Wow, guys, you have done incredible. So what a great way to start the show. But I'm sorry, guys, what a great way for me to end the year. This is my last day before I take a little break. Boo! Boo! I know, it's kind of that boo and yeah, kind of that mixed emotions. But do you know what? It's going to be great. We've got a great day, great couple of shows planned, kicking off with Masterclass. And as I say, they said, Craig, thinking of doing a foil press, what do you think? I was like, absolutely, let's go for it. So I know Ben's got some deals that we're going to go over with you. I'm just going to do foiling galore, whether it's cut. We're going to start off, we're going to show you things that you can do if you're a beginner and talk around the foil press. But over the show, we'll then progress onto other materials like our leathers, our vellums, anything like that. And then towards the end, what we will do is we'll start to foil things like your die cut pieces, your normal dies. We're also, don't panic, but we're also going to focus on the extender plate. I know so many people ask about that. Some have a bit of issue with it, so we'll focus on that as well. So Ben's going to go over all of that sort of stuff, and I'm going to go over the demo lot over the next, just under 2 hours now.
It's going to be amazing, honestly. And actually, do you know what? I don't mind telling you, we're excited to be here, and you know what? We're looking forward to this show, but we're all in festive mode. I've got to tell you, we're all kind of looking ahead to next week, which I know lots of you are. So do you know what? Let's make it fun today. I know it's always fun, but let's make it even more fun. And actually, let's make it nice and interactive today as well. If there's anything that you want to see, let's get Craig doing it within reason. And of course to do with the foil press. But look, if there's anything that you want to know, anything you want to ask him, even if it's something which you think is so simple and basic, ask today and we will get Craig to show us. Let's make him earn his money on his last day, all right? Let's make it nice and interactive. But this is the point of masterclasses, that you can get involved. And the brilliant thing about getting social with us today on Facebook and YouTube is that if you send a little comment in, ask a question, say something nice, whatever it might be, you will stand a chance of winning a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us at Crafters Companion. 2 winners in every show up until Christmas, as I believe it. So just get commenting and we'll pick those winners before the end of the show, which will be awesome. And of course, as always, if you want to send in any pictures, you can do that as well. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Pictures, please, of Christmas jumpers. There's a few comments already about mine. This is the 2018 jumper. Send in pictures of your Christmas trees, festive things, and also of your foiling projects as well, so then we can inspire everybody else too. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Now, there's lots to look forward to on this show, and there's something that we'd like you to get involved with as well, if you can please, because as you may or may not know, we have our charity of the year, which is the Bradley Lowry Foundation, and we've been raising money right throughout the year. You'll know we've had the Christmas ornament, and now we are doing a raffle as well. You can get your tickets on our website. If you just search for the Bradley Lowry raffle on crafterscompanion.co.uk or .com, and you can buy your tickets. If you buy 2 or more of those raffle tickets, you will as well get sent one of our Christmas ornaments for free. And the brilliant thing is, if you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, what can I win for getting a little raffle ticket? Take a look, because you can win yourself an amazing crafty bundle worth over £530, indeed over $684. Here it is, look at that. You're gonna win, there's a Gemini MIDI in there, there's classiques in there, there's stamps, there's dies, there's all sorts going on in there. As I say, just £2 a ticket or $3 per ticket. If you decide you want to get more, then as I say, you will get that ornament as well. And the winner will be announced during Creative Cravings on the 23rd of December. Lots of hellos already coming in. Melissa's with us from Kentucky, Rosalind from Maryland, Michelle from Northern Ireland, Lisbeth Campbell from Australia is here with us, Linda D from Greater Manchester, UK, and Mary E on YouTube says, good morning from Georgia. I love and learn so much from your masterclasses, but I love the foiling the most. I can't wait to see what you're going to do today. Love all of you. Well, we love you too, Mary. And the thing is, you decide what we do today. Come on, send in your requests. Literally anything that you want to see, let us know, and we will do it within reason. And Monica goes, woohoo, Ben, your sweater is awesome. Lots of love for your sweater as well, Craig, by the way. Christine says, nice sweater, Craig. So there we go. Let's get cracking with the show and show you what we have got coming up. Now, we've had, well, basically, let me show you this. We've got your 9x12 plate available for you. I know lots of you have already got this. If you haven't, what I will say is grab it today, because it's flying out of the door. The US, it is sold out, sadly. Here in the UK, we don't have huge amounts. So grab it today whilst you can. It's your 9x12 foiling platform, and you also get with this your free contemporary decorative borders as well. So those come with it absolutely free. Great day to jump in and grab it. And as I say, get it whilst it's here, because potentially could go during the show, because we haven't got much in the way of stock left. $99.99 or $129.95, less your 20% if you're a platinum member, and that really does come down to a super deal for you. Right. Also on the show, we have got some amazing goodies to go with your Foilpress. By the way, if you are completely brand new to this and you're thinking, what is the Foilpress machine? How does it work? Why do I need one? We will come on to all of that very shortly indeed. But this next collection is definitely one that you will be wanting to go for, is the Foil Stamp Die Expressions collection, a 10-piece collection. Basically, you're using these in conjunction with your Foilpress to create some beautiful foiled sentiments. So things like here, for example, you've got happy birthday, you've got party, save the date, special friend, thank you, thinking of you, and wedding. Again, best thing to do really is to see these in action, but we've got just a selection of them here. And again, you think about, you know, foiling for things like weddings, how expensive it can be. You know, if you were to order these or try and buy these in, you have now got the ability to be able to foil to your heart's content for things like weddings, for things like birthdays, for things like anniversaries, you know, christenings, all these kind of things. Once the world does get back to normal, you know, foiling really will come into its own with all of these things, and you can now do it yourself very easily indeed, because the system that you get with the Foilpress is phenomenal, which I know loads of you already know. £46 or $77 today for that collection. Again, less 20% if you're a platinum member. That comes down even lower for you. But if you're getting excited about the Foilpress and you're thinking to yourself, I can't wait to see this, have you got them for sale on the show? Obviously, we have got the Foilpress machine. Sad to say, a pair of bad news for our US viewers, it's sold out in the US. We do, though, have it here in the UK available for you, and honestly, it is such a brilliant machine. If you've seen it before and you're thinking, shall I, shan't I? Today's a great day because it's at a great price, $99.99 or $139.95. You get everything that you need to get started here. You've got, of course, your machine. You get some foil with that as well. You'll also be getting some of your foil stamps. Again, if you're thinking stamps, it's kind of like a stamp, how you would normally think of a stamp, but it will all be explained very shortly. You've got cut and foil stamps with this as well. You get all the plates that you need, full instructions, and then you're even going to get your mat. You're going to get your little tweezers, your little finger puppet as well. What's that called? Your little, what's it called?
Finger grips.
Yeah, thank you. Finger grips. He knows what I meant. and you're going to and you're going to get some foil to get started as well. It is brilliant, and wait till you see how easy it is to get foiling with two. $99.99 or $139.95, less your 20% if you're a platinum member. Price is really brilliant today, so don't miss out. And as I said, anything you want to ask about that, we've got loads of questions already coming in, and also anything that you want to see Craig do, then we will do those for you. Facebook and YouTube, and as I said, the added bonus today is that if you get in touch, you could win yourself £20 or $20 to spend at the end of the show. Right, so let's go right back to basics here. Let's pretend, Craig, that we are introducing this machine for the first time. We've got people watching us for the first time and they're going, what on earth is a foil press machine and why do I need it in my life?
Rightio. So straight away, the reason being, think of the cardstock that you, with your own money, have gone out and bought that's got foiling on it. Now, it could be a foiled sentiment, it could be a foiled swirl. Trust me, I've not been on the eggnog, not yet anyway. Soon, time for that to come. It could have a nice swirl in the side of it. It could be die cut with the foiling within the middle. But now, what you're able to do is you're able to do that at home yourself. We've got a selection throughout the show, so we'll be going through some of them over the next little bit. And what we're going to do with this one here is just quickly, we'll just show you and talk you through the foil press. So we've got our foil press. Mine's is already up and ready to go. So what we have got is we've got the elements already built in. So you have your power, so you've got your main power switch, and then once you've switched it on at the side, always press the power one here. Then what we have got is we've got low, medium and high. Now when it comes to anything papercraft, you will only, at the moment, ever need to use low. That's all I've ever needed to use. But we've also got minutes and seconds. Now what happens is when we come to foiling, it's always on low. Now what we change, depending on the medium we're foiling, card, glitter card, acetate, vellum, anything like that, we change the time. We'll talk you through that in a moment as well. And then you've got your start, you've also got your recess as well. So you've got your main platform, your main base, and then you've got your platform that just slides out. Now, it doesn't get boiling hot. However, what we will say as well, within your starter guide, you do get your little finger grippers that you can see here. You do also get a little heat-proof mat. Mine's is just over at the side, so we'll get that shortly to show you. And you also get these tweezers as well. You will see throughout this show, I will be picking them up with my hands. It's just automatic, something that most of us do anyway, because it doesn't get hot. However, if you are heat sensitive in any way, then you've got these protective elements for you as well. So whether it's for your fingers, whether it is maybe the unit you're working on, maybe you're not fortunate to maybe have a craft room, or maybe you've got a really expensive dining table that's the only place that you can craft on. Because you've got heat, you now know that you can pop your stamp and dies. And just to say as well what Ben just says, they're called foil press stamps. Occasionally you'll hear us say foil press dies. That's only because they look like dies, but they do give you that stamping impression. So if you hear me say throughout the show a die, I do actually mean stamp. It's just a slip of the tongue. But within the foil press, this is where, as I say, so many different mediums, materials, whether it's your card going into your mixed media, whether you like to do your soft crafts, you can be foiling so many things. So what we'll do, just to start with, plain and simple, we'll use one of our expression stamps. So we'll just take my thank you for this one. So it's nice and small. So what I will just explain as well, you do get what we call the matrix. So within here, you've got your nice little guide. It's got a few different languages to get you going as well.
So you can also learn new languages whilst you're crafting?
You can do. If you want to do that for your new year, then you can do. Always at the beginning, starting off on English. It gives you a guide as to what you get within your box, because you get a starter to start you off, including some papercraft foil. Now, what you'll also find as well, we'll show you again shortly throughout the show, is these are our foil press stamps. So these are silver. You will find you also get what are a dark grey one. Now, these foil and also cut at the same time. We will do them as well. So you've got all of the information that you need to follow just to do the layering up. But what I will say as well, even after this show, we have so many hours across on our YouTube, not only for just the foil press, but so many of our shows as well. So don't worry, don't panic. Lots of things there for you to get help with, plus we are there on social media. But if we come back to this main first page here, and this is what we class as the matrix, or a guide. Now this is just some of the materials that you can foil. So just to see, we've got cardstock, 350 cardstock, pearlescent card, vellum, mirror card, acetate, PU leather, we've got fabrics, we've got satin ribbons. You know, you can be doing all your different materials.
Look at the
that.
zoom. Yeah, it's the first time you've seen the
that.
zoom now,
That
isn't it?
is just totally and utterly. I'm going to be quiet slightly so I don't keep shaking it. But look at that, is just phenomenal. Well done, George. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Go in closer, George. Go on.
Right, tell you what, let me just stop it shaking. Let me just pop that down. Is that going to be easier for you? Is that? Oh, wow.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
I could just stand and watch that.
No more Sarah Zoom, Craig.
No more
anymore.
Sarah Zoom. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Extreme close-up.
Oh, that's good. Oh, this is totally taking Crafters TV into a whole new realm, that's for sure. So we can see on here, we have got crystal clear, small die, medium die, large die. In other words, small stamp, medium stamp, large stamp. What we've got here, the small one is what I would class this one. So we can see this is going to be a small. So small, we're going on to cardstock, 300 GSM. So we want it to be on low temperature. Look at all of these, all on low. So you only need to worry about low. And then because it's small, it's 10 seconds. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got this good to go. It's on green. We'll see that just in a moment, that it's on green, which lets me know that we can start. What will happen is if it's red, when you first plug it in, it will go red, and that's just coming up to temperature.
Yeah.
So as soon as it goes green, you're good to go. Takes a couple of minutes to heat up, but once you start using it, if you're using it, you know, time after time, it doesn't take that long. Every now and again, it might just need a minute or two to heat up, but you can keep going. So we're green, we're good to go. So then what I'm going to do, we don't need the minutes. Very, very rarely do I ever use the minutes. Occasionally, but very rarely. So it's always on the settings we're focusing on. So remember, that was 10 seconds. So we just pop that up to 10 seconds. We're then just going to pop our Foilpress stamp onto our platform. And then what I'm going to do, I like to just pop my carbon plate over the top. So we've got our carbon plate. Look what we are using, our extender plate. I'll talk you through that in a moment. Press start. Now that gives me that stamp 10 seconds to heat up. So what then's going to happen is, once that comes down, don't need to set your phone or an alarm or anything. It beeps to let you know. So we're just going to take that one off. I've got some of my gold papercraft foil. So this one is the gold spangles for that one. And then what we're just doing is, let's do black, because gold really shows off beautifully and perfectly on black.
And it is the papercraft foil, isn't it? Because again, people will hear people will hear you talk about papercraft foil and the multi-purpose foil as well, but it's the papercraft foil that we need at this point, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. So we'll just pop this through, and I'll just go over that in a moment. Use an extender plate on the large Gemini. Just make sure you've got kind of roughly the same distance at each side. Now I am doing this back to front, and by looking at my monitor, I'm doing it, you know, the wrong way around as well. The way the cameras are, I'm not actually doing it the wrong way around, so don't worry. So what happens then is, just like the Gemini, whether you're doing die cut, and the sensors just take a grip of it, and then it just feeds it all the way through. So the combination between the heat and also the pressure just makes that foiling so incredible. Now we can see, I already know where we're going to go with this, with incredible technology. So I'll go that, there we go, and I'm going to leave it there.
Come on.
And I'm going to pull that off. Ooh. So we have got, now, see this bit here, Ben?
Yeah.
This is what is over foiling, right? So this is what we've got foiling where we don't want it. So if you can see, if I rub it away, it doesn't come away. So what that means is exactly that. We've got foiling where we don't want it. Other foiling machines out there, because there is a few foiling machines out there, when that happens, do you know what? You just kind of have to grin and bear it, and, you know, just go with it. With our one, because we've got that time in it, what you can then do, that just means my stamp has been on for too long. Did you notice as well? So we had 10 seconds. I actually popped it on my platform before I pressed start.
Yeah.
It's on my platform for maybe about 3 seconds beforehand. So that's given it 13 seconds instead of 10 seconds. And then when we went to pop it through there, it might seem little, but it's enough to cause overfoiling. We went back to Ben about 2 seconds before we went through. So then that has had 15 seconds, so 5 seconds more with heat, direct heat, than we needed.
So basically, what you're saying is, it's my fault. But so you won't have me distracting you, of course, when you're doing it. So just blame it on me, basically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I'm trying to say as well is sometimes the thing, and I do it myself, it's like, well, just kind of, I'll choose my own time. It just goes to show how accurate that the actual guide is. In saying that, I am going to say though, judge your own environment, because if you're going straight into using your foil press, where it is a cold room, for instance, it's going to take longer to heat up. Now, don't worry too much about that if you're new to the foil press. Follow the matrix to start with, and say you miss any, beeps to let us know. Say that you miss any spaces when it comes to the foiling, and that means it's underfoiled. You now just add a couple of extra seconds. So the full control is in your hands. So
that's when you would need me interrupting and talking, if you needed the extra seconds like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we can bring this one through, and it's coming all the way through now. Now, if you are just using the main platform for your Gemini Junior, you're just going to just set that over the top instead of using the extender. So let's pull that one off. Look at that.
Boom.
So look at that. So that is gold onto black.
Looks
so
amazing.
That initial one, that wasn't meant to happen.
No.
However, I was able to explain to you why that would happen, and it just goes to show that even something like 5 seconds, sometimes even as much as 2 or 3 seconds more than it actually needs, is enough to cause overfoiling. So that's a way in how you can get that detail, but then how you can eliminate any overfoiling. And then just quickly, I'll just show you just a few of these. So instead of just thinking of cards as in cards to give, what you could be doing is with the selection of the expressions you've got, what you can then do is think of wedding invites. Now I know obviously at the moment it's up and down at the moment, but even if you're just making a few for a select few, then you can do, and then you've got your thank you. So it could be in the center. So wedding invites, thank you cards, could be save the dates with any of your other crafty stash that you've got, maybe just a congratulation card. Again, another one just thinking of you that you can see there. And then last but not least, you can go all out when to really come in, incorporate your crafty products, even some other foil press ones that you've got elsewhere at home. So there really is, keep it really, really subtle and elegant, or because it's foiling, go completely all out if you want to.
So many comments already coming in and questions too. I'll put a few to Craig in just a few moments' time. Can I just ask you quickly, have you got, because people are asking for demos foiling on various materials. Do you have various materials that side or not? Like people asking, can you show me foiling onto a certain material?
I have, I know you can't see it, I've got a nice selection. Right at the side of me. If we don't have that, we'll see what we can do. I do have a good selection of different materials, so fire your questions in and we'll see what we can do.
Right, well I'll put those to you in a minute, and if we've got them we'll do it. If not, then we'll find something else. But just wanted to quickly, before we look at some of those questions and comments, just remind you again of this collection. Loads of you are going for this, and I am not surprised, because I think now you've seen how easy it is to use and just how versatile these are as well. It's a great price today, £46 or $77. $20.90 or $33.50 you are saving, and these are just a few of them. You're going to get 10 different expressions within the collection. And like Craig was saying, do you know what? This, for example, when the world gets back to normal, wedding, invitation, how amazing to create your own wedding stationery, create your own invitations for birthdays, for parties, for anniversaries, for christenings, for weddings. You know, it makes it look so expensive, and you know, really you can do it very easily indeed. You've got RSVP on there, save the date as well. Again, how amazing to have all of these great expressions. And you've also got with this happy birthday, congratulations, party, thank you, and thinking of you. It's 10 in total for £46 or $77. Great day to grab that bundle, it really is. And as I said, if you are new to foiling on our foil press machine, hopefully that demo there has shown you how easy it is once you've got these collections to get going and get started on your foiling journey. Lots of hellos. Regina says, good morning. So happy for you in your new digs. Yeah, I'd forgotten earlier on that Craig, it's his first time in the new craft house. It's amazing. And the other thing is, I said this the other day, you're only seeing just a snapshot of the new studio, because obviously I'm one side, Craig's over there, but there's all this that you haven't seen yet, and then there's there that you, I mean, there's so many, and there's another studio as well. The other side, I mean, it's so exciting. You've not seen the half of it yet, honestly. Linda says, hello from Wisconsin. Yay, Foilpress. Good morning from Michigan, says Jody. Love you guys together. Well, we love being together. There's a lot of love in here today. And then come the questions. So should we do those in a minute? There's loads of them. We'll do them in a minute. Hi, Ben and Craig. Finally had a day to watch live, says Maxine. Really looking forward to a foiling show. And Lakieta on YouTube saying, received my Foilpress earlier this week. Haven't had a chance to play with it, but excited to watch and learn from Craig today. You will definitely learn from Craig. Connie saying on Facebook, how many Christmas sweaters does Ben own, I wonder? Well, why don't you have a guess? Why don't you have a guess? Include my Christmas suits in there as well, by the way. How many do you think I've got? Get guessing on Facebook. There's no prizes, just for a bit of fun. We'll see who can come up with it. I've got a lot. Back to the Foilpress then. So let's get you started on your next demo, and then I'll start firing some questions at you.
Sounds good to me. So we'll carry along the lines with the expressions. We're going to use congratulations, and what I've done is I brought some vellum into the demo. So if I bring my matrix back in again, what I'm wanting to do, so we can see just in a moment, we've got the vellum just here, so following along exactly the same. So it says low, and then what we need to do is we need to just keep it on at 20 seconds. Do you know something? I don't ever think I'll get fed up of seeing this really zooming in and getting so close. This is just amazing. We've got our vellum low, and we need it on 20 seconds. But if we follow on just a little bit longer, it says at the side, we need an additional 300 GSM card shim. Now, basically, that's just our white smooth stamping card, which I've got to the side of me. We don't need a full, but just enough that's going to cover our Foilpress stamp. So you'll see that clearly in a moment as well. So we've got all these good to go. So I've got my vellum and I've got my die as well, or stamp. Let's bring in some of the actual foil. So it's actually something that you were saying earlier, Ben, that I forgot to go back to, is that yes, within anything that you're using when it comes to your paper craft foil, you're going to use your paper craft foil. However, it is kind of one of those, it's not actually just for paper craft. So your paper craft foil will do your paper craft, your cards, your paper, but it will also do all these other materials that we've got at the side here. So it's actually, if anything, you're going to be using your paper craft foils for most of your foiling. It's only going to be things like your heavy leather or your real leather, because you can foil that. That's when you're going to use your multi-surface foil. So it's kind of a bit of, it doesn't quite make sense, because you would think multi-surface would be all your other surfaces apart from cardstock. It's actually the other way around. So keep in mind, paper craft foil will do 98% of your foiling, so you're good to go with that one. So we've got all our bits ready to go. So we've got our extra shim, which is here. We've got which is our silver spangle, and my vellum. So what we're going to do is we're on green, which means we are ready to go. So you'll see that just in a moment. So once we see that, I'll just show you how you can change the temperature, or not the temperature, the time. Remember, it's always the time that you're changing. So what we're going to do is, we can see just here, so we're still on 10 seconds from before. So what I'm just going to do, using the seconds, we're going to go up to 20 seconds. Still on green, well, we can carry on. So then what I'm going to do is, if I then just bring my stamp back in, popping it onto our platform there. So I think actually, let's go that way. And then what we're going to do is press start. That then just evens out that temperature all the way across that sentiment. It's got precisely 20 seconds because I followed the matrix within the guide there. So we'll just let that do the countdown itself, which again, it's great. You know, you don't have to set reminders or anything like that. So once it's ready, beep, there we go, it beeps. So we're going to bring in our foil. It's always shiny side down. So shiny side down, and then we're going to pop our vellum over the top. Then we're going to pop our shim over the top. The reason we do that is because vellum is so thin. So if you can imagine doing what we are doing now with vellum compared to, say, Centura Peril. So there's not a lot of depth within there, so you're not going to get that pressure onto the vellum. So you need something to help just bulk it out slightly even, so that you're going to get that foiling all the way across. So bringing this back in. So let's bring this one up. We're going to bring this one up, and you'll be able to see you've got that indentation already starting to come through.
Love that foil.
So if we pull that one off, we have then got that super
That's
awesome
just great, isn't it?
foiling. So that is silver foiling. That
Yeah.
is our silver spangles, if anyone's wanting to know. Onto vellum. We've got
Phenomenal.
all that luxurious, that foiling. Congratulations. Now, you think if you are going to do wedding invites or party invites,
yeah.
you know, into next year, once we can do a lot more, you imagine how much that would cost. Certainly weddings.
Yeah.
I've never planned a wedding, but I've been told.
Look, listen, when you plan weddings, like the cost of everything goes up about 4 times the price, doesn't it? You see, like, you know, if you got married, you try to hire like a band or like, you know, get someone to come in and play music. All of a sudden, it's like, hang on a minute, yeah, that's 4 times the price of what it should be. But that's such a great point. And wedding stationery, it can cost a lot of money. When you've got a system like this, again, it becomes, well, not only is it cheaper to do it, but also you can do it very quickly as well, can't you?
Absolutely. Just get yourself, you know, into a routine, into a role. It is harder to see on the, well, beforehand it would be harder to see on the screen. Not now. We're able to see that we've got the grids within the foil press. We've got the inches, half an inches, quarter of an inches, all the way down the side. So you can start to then layer them up, line them up if you want them a specific way. But just to show you as well, Ben, is I can easily pick that up and it is not hot at all. It's lukewarm to myself. However, if you are a bit heat sensitive, we've got the actual tweezers that come in with the actual main bundle. If you've already got it, you'll always get them. So I'm just closing it. So just pinching it closed, and then I'm just going to pop it on top of my stamp.
Brilliant.
And you can see that holds it now. Then I'm just going to lean over, not quite lean, I'm just going to go over, and you'll see just in a moment, once we come over onto our actual plate at the bottom, so you'll see it in a moment just here. So what I'll do is, let's even bring it that way so you can see. All that'll do then is just then release it, and that goes straight on to our heat proof mat.
Perfect.
You can see there. So that's a good way. So if you are heat sensitive in any way, just use your tweezers. And if anything, they're good for other things too.
Absolutely. And remember, you get all of that within the kit as well if you're buying it for the first time. Just want to fire a few questions at you because I'm going to get behind it and know what I'm like. So talking about, you obviously used vellum there. Enchanted Craft Fairy says, let us know if the foil press can be used on faux leather like the So Lovely products I received in the Black Friday bags, please.
Absolutely. And
Good.
in the matrix.
That was quick, wasn't it? I never heard him answer a question so quickly. Absolutely, it's in the matrix. Super quick. Good. Katie says, if you overheat using the foil press, what is the first thing you try to remedy that?
So if you get heat in straight away, what I would look at is doing the timing. So if you've done it, you know, the way that you should be, the way that you're following within the guide, what you just do is just maybe take it down a couple of seconds. Now, I don't want to confuse you too much, but what I like to say as well, say I am using my foil press now and, you know, it's warm in here, it is warm, but imagine you are in a freezing cold room. You've got in a freezing cold room, so you're kind of, the climate around you is, it's not going to affect it too much, but even just maybe by a second or two. So have a look, you've done it the way that you should do it, and if you've got foil where you don't want it, just bring it down a second. Even just a second at a time, that's all that you need to do. The full control is in your hands because you can adjust the time. You're not touching the temperature, you're adjusting the time by simply seconds. So try it that way because that is really the only way that's going to cause it to get under or over foiling.
I'm enjoying this Q&A. So this next few requests here. So Havana says, will you be doing some foiling on fabric?
I have got some fabric at the side of me.
Okay. And Susan says, I would love to see foiling on ribbon and cello bags. Cello bags?
Cello bags.
Oh, cello bags.
Cello bags.
Cello bags. Cello bags. Cello. I get what you mean now. I was thinking, what's a cello bag? I mean, that's big, isn't it? Put your cello. No, obviously, cello. Good. Will you be doing foiling on cello or cello bags?
To be fair, I wasn't thinking of that cello. I was thinking of another one with a fruit, but you know, again.
With a what?
Limoncello.
Oh, limoncello. No, when I saw cello, I thought, you know.
Okay. Clearly different. We usually have the same mindset. Totally different on that one. Yes, I have got a cello bag at the side of me. I don't have ribbon at the side of me, but that is very easily to get my hands on. So we'll do that as well.
Cello bags, that's really tickled me. What was I thinking? And Rosalind on Facebook says, when would you use high or medium?
So you would use high or medium. So if I bring this matrix back in just here at the bottom, So you'll see if we look down here where we have got multi-surface foils, this is when you would use some of the, well, the high. We've got the PU leather, or we've got the fabric, thick fabric cottons. So these two here, this is when you would be using high. Even then, you're not using medium, you're using the high. So that's really the only two materials that you would need to use your high on. All the rest, everything else is going to be onto your low. And just to say, in case you wonder why there's another grid here, this one is for what we'll show you later, that does the foiling and also does the die cutting at the exact same time.
Loads more questions coming in, which we will tackle very shortly. Lots of people chatting about how many Christmas sweaters I've got as well. I'm including my suits and my shirts in the number. Katie says, is it 21? Nope. Christine, Ben has 25 Christmas sweaters. Nope. June, Ben has 21. Ooh, nope. Rebecca says 32. Nope. Wendy says 14. No. Keep guessing. Whilst you're doing that, grab this deal as well because it's amazing, and you've seen again how useful the expressions are that you're going to get in this collection. £46, $77. Keep the questions coming in as well. Facebook, YouTube, all you have to do is comment today. Guess how many Christmas jumpers I've got. Ask Craig a question. Send in a comment, whatever you want, and you could be £20 richer by the end of the show. £20 or $20 to spend with us here at Crafter's Companion. Now, next up, as far as getting goodies for your foil press is concerned, are these monogram foil stamps. And these are absolutely brilliant because they're going to give you a wonderful frame, let's just say, to be able to use with the letters from the alphabet that we've also got as well. You're going to get all 5 of these for £28 or $46. Again, big savings to be had today, and these are proving really, really popular. I think as popular as the last stamp that we showed you there as well. So $30.95 or $21.75 you are saving today. So these are the stamps that you're going to get. First of all, this gorgeous laurel wreath, and you can see that you've got the room to be able to put in the letters. Again, you know, this might be for a bit of home decor. It might be for place settings, maybe for a wedding. It might be for invitations, whatever it is. The corresponding letters that Craig has got fit beautifully into these templates. You're then also going to receive this beautiful, what's it called? I can't read it. Grande. Is it called Grande? Grande. Next up within the collection, you have got Elegance. Again, that one's almost sort of like a mirror, isn't it? Like a gorgeous sort of mirror frame that you've got there. Yeah, a little bit like a looking glass. Absolutely gorgeous. Next up is your classic plaque. Again, you can kind of see, if I flip that round as well, you can kind of see and visualize for yourself how great it's going to look when you choose letters from your alphabet to pop inside the frame. You don't have to put those in there, you know, you can pop in there whatever you like, you know, but it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of things that you can do. And then last but by no means least, I think my favorite, look at that. That is called the confetti explosion. If I just tilt it there, you can see all of the detail that you're going to get. That's the other good thing as well, actually, with these, is that you get so much detail from the foil as well. If you're just thinking it's all kind of like block foiling, no, you can get so much detail, as you'll see, with a stamp like this. It really, really is phenomenal. So go for this collection, and then, as I say, you can go for the individual letters of the alphabet to fit within the frames as well. £28 or $46 today, making a $13.95 saving or $21.75 saving. Oh, it's raining. Always good to have a look at how these will look on a card. So here we go.
Here we go, indeed. So this is going to give you an idea of what you can be creating. So this is all about popping the monogram within the middle. So you can pop your 3 letters into the middle, you can see just here, but you do get your ands, you get your points all the way into the middle. I don't know if you can hear it, I am going to say, because it's raining here in County Durham.
I cannot hear what you're saying.
It's chucking down. So we can see here, we're going back to these ones now. So this is where you can be using the frames and the monograms in the middle. That is what they are all about, but maybe use them separately if you want. And then what about doing all that elegance as well? We showed you earlier some gold onto the black. So if you've got your 3 initials, you can be popping it into the middle. You don't have to use 3, you can just do 2 if you want. Using some of the other frames that you're able to create a backdrop. Use the individual letters if you want, just by lining them up on the grid on your foil press. Another example by just having them all the way along just here, so you can see how you can make a long. And then if this one here, so if I just tilt that one here, so that is your monograms onto your acetate, And actually it's not, it's vellum that it's onto, but just using your nesting dies. And then you can see on this one, we've got it on acetate here. This is something we've got on the show, we'll show you later on as well, but popping it onto acetate to make a centerpiece for your cards. And then look at that. Again, we used congratulations not that long ago, but just having their initial at the bottom, because you've got all your extras in, you know, like your ands, you've even got hashtags, that sort of parts of your alphabet. So they're all included. But then just changing the colours, changing the looks, changing the styles. You can see your initials or your initials and your loved one's initials. What about little keepsake notebooks that you can just foil onto as well? So not foiling straight onto the actual notebook because it's too thick to go through your foil press. So just onto, for instance, this one is craft card, a little bit of matte and layering popped onto your notebook. So you can see that's just a selection, a small selection of what you can be doing. Now, when it comes to these ones here, what you need to keep in mind is all of the materials that we'll show you between this show and you're going to see over the coming weeks or in the past months on YouTube, you can be doing on so many different materials. So I want to just show you as well. So we've got the dies that Ben had. I've got a couple of the alphabets as well. I'm so elated to have these alphabets back on because you may have seen these lately over the last few weeks or months, but we've not had the alphabets pop into the middle. We've got these ones as well. So this one here, what we're going to do is let's use the modern script alphabet for this one, and then let's go for confetti explosion. Now, like Ben, this is my favourite.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? Because I was saying just a minute ago, as you probably heard, a lot of people might just think it's all sort of like block foiling almost, but this has got so much detail in it, and this will be a great demo to show that even with the foiling, you can get such like great detail with it, can't you?
You do, you absolutely do. You've got those really fine, those pinpoint areas all the way through. These equally look nice if you've got either a little sentiment, maybe if you've bought one of the hunky-dory toppers lately and you get the little circle sentiments and maybe you don't always know what to do with them, fits perfectly in there as well. So don't always just think as though you need to use them the way they're intended, use them elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blue one. So you guys stateside, I know you've had this blue for a wee while. This is relatively new here in the UK, just over the last maybe month or so. So let's just take that one off.
And do you get 5 metres on a roll?
5 metres in each roll, you do. Yep.
So you get plenty?
So you get plenty to keep you going. So what I'm just going to do, so we can see just there, I'm just balancing it just so that you can see. I'm just making sure that I've got just enough foil to go around. This also helps to eliminate any overfoiling. You just want to make sure you've just got enough foil covering your stamp and no more. So then if I just trim that, now keeping in mind, you're not going to be doing this live in midair and doing it back to front. So,
well, you might be.
Well, you might be. You might very well be. If you want to try and see what we're all doing here, give it a shot. But yeah, you'll be doing it more flat if you want. So we've got our foil there, so we're good to go. It's a nice sizable size as well, not too big. And let's actually even just trim a little bit. The reason being is if you have any foil that's too big, what will happen is you'll have all this excess foil that as it's going through, it's sitting flat onto your foil press. Now the only way that can then, or the only place that can go is onto that material that you're foiling, which you don't want. So then to eliminate that, you just cut that part out. So you just make sure you've only got enough foil for your actual foiled element. So we've got them once, we're good to go. Let's just move that out the way slightly. We're going to use the confetti explosion, like I say. Let's bring in the modern script. So this is where you've got your alphabets. You've also got some spacers, so that just enables you to maybe just do a single name or an initial. So it could be the start of your name, you could add and, or you might just want to do your first name and surname. So me would be Craig Laird. So I would have C. I'm not going to foil this one, but just as an example, we could have C, then I could have a little gap. Now that gap, that doesn't do any foiling, that just gives you that gap position. And then I would then add the L.
Have you got no middle name then?
I do have a middle name.
You do?
We've played this game months ago, so let's see if anyone remembers. So if I was wanting to do my middle name, we could do C, we could do D. And then we could do L.
David.
Nope.
Oh, I'd love that if it was. It'd be great. Craig David.
Craig David.
D.
Nope.
Daniel.
No,
Dominic.
it's a Scottish name.
Scottish name.
It's my
Donald.
granddad's name. Sorry?
Donald.
Bang on. Bang
That's
on.
it. Yeah, when you said Scottish, straight away.
That was a quick game, wasn't it?
It was. Well, let's play this game then. So I don't think we've talked about this on Crafters TV. So my initials are CBJM. CBJ, because I've always been known by what is my middle name, Ben. So it's not like a stage name. I've always been called Ben. I've always been called by my middle name. But what's my C and what's my J? Woof! Let's play that game.
C and J.
CBJ. So I'm C, Benjamin, J, Mosby.
Oh, okay.
It's a good game.
All right.
Yeah.
Now there's what we're going to have to think about that one.
C.
Yeah.
C.
I'm a guy. I can't think of a surname and then focus on what I'm doing here. You're probably saying it at home, So I'll keep thinking now and try to work out what that would be.
Well, guess at home anyway. Craig
yeah,
doesn't. He can't multitask.
No.
You can. So C and J. By the way, nobody's guessed how many sweaters. What's this on today? How many sweaters has Ben got? What's his C stand for? What does the J stand for? I mean, seriously, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Well done, Joseph. Someone said, is it Joe? Joseph is my J, but what's my C? It's not Christopher, no. Anyway, just back to, it's not Carl. What? It's Charles, there you go. Charlie boy. Yeah.
Wow, the things you learn.
Charles, Benjamin,
Things you
Joseph.
learn.
Well done, Betsy, you guessed it right. There's no prize, but well done.
The prize is just knowing you guessed it right.
Yep.
What I want to do is, I'm going to just pop this in, we're going to foil it. Let's just go for my initial seeing as we have them out. Now, one thing you might get caught out with, I did, and I still do this occasionally, and I'm pretty sure I'll still do this every now and again. You automatically, what you want to do is pop the letters either left to right.
Oh, yeah.
Which is actually the wrong way, because what you need to remember is when you take the foil off, it's flipping the other way.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your alphabets are facing towards the left. So we've got the C facing to the left. We've got my middle name, and then we've also got the L as well. So they just sit nicely nestled into the middle. There's the little groove within the middle where they just sit just nice and comfortably. However, you might sometimes find they might move. So what you could do if you wanted to, and it'll be absolutely fine, is just use a bit of our tape runner. And it can be the dotty or it can be your straight tape runner. What we're going to do is we pick that one up. We're just putting just a tiny little bit. Now remember, this adhesive is going to come off with either just rubbing your fingers or our adhesive remover spray. But it's just a tiny little bit, just enough, just to stop it moving about if you find you've got that issue. So we're just going to pop a little bit as well. I don't know, that must be about even just 2 rows of dots. Yeah. That is all that we need. It's just enough just to hold it. I don't usually do this. I usually find it okay for them just to sit in place on their own. But for anyone that does have that issue, you are absolutely safe in the knowledge of knowing that you can still use your tape runner. So if we then just press that one in, so you can see now, that doesn't move.
Yes.
So when you do go to then move it onto your foil press, it's going to be fine. So I'll just bring that back into the center. So if we just quickly, having a look at this now, although we've kind of got a few different dies within this one part here, it's still, I would class it as a medium die. The reason I would class it as that, if I turn it this way, you've got your platform that you can see here. Now, what we tend to say, if your stamper die, if it covers about a third of your platform, that we usually gauge that as about a small. If it covers about 2/3, we tend to gauge that roughly as about a medium. And then if it covers the full platform, because if you are new at the foil press, there is big actual foil press stamp backgrounds that you can get as well. That would then be a large. So that's how, if you're unsure, that's how you can kind of gauge it if you wanted to. So just coming on this one, so this one we'll use Miri card, or we'll use our satin card for this, because I know some people have an issue with the satin.
Yeah.
So satin/mirror, so I'm just going to follow the mirror on this one here, and then it says small, I'm going to go over to the medium, just there, so we've got 2 seconds just there. So if I then just wait, and I've got this already on good, on 20 seconds. So what I'm then just going to do, pop this one on, 20 seconds, and then I'm just going to press start. So as we've seen throughout, what happens is that heat's then going to transfer all the way up. It's just bringing in the heat all the way through. And then what we're going to do is pop that foil over the top as well. I've used the blue. Blue and satin gold does work well, but I've used it because it's a deep colour, so it'll really show off the detail. It then beeps. So we can then just bring in our foil, which is here. And then I'm going to pop that shiny side down. Bringing in our cardstock, that one can go over the top. And then once again, let's just bring in our extender plate. Our extender plate just sits on the top. You don't need to slot it into anything. It just sits over the top. Sliding it out your machine, don't bend it. We'll go over that as well just in a moment. I'm just kind of lining it up just so we've kind of got the same distance at the left and the right and just feeding it in straight. That'll enable it, or that will stop it from actually twisting slightly. And then if it twists, then obviously you're going to hit the corner of the back of the Gemini, which you don't want. And I know that is the issue some people have had. So if I then remove this one, so we can see, then you can see perfectly from up above. Look at that. Look at
amazing.
that. So I'm going to bring it that way. And then what I'll do is let's even just, I'm going to come close up. So I'll go just in front of me.
Look at the
so
explosion.
See. And then we can see
it's
there.
amazing.
So you see how well that the blue works well
Yeah.
on gold satin, but I deliberately done it where I want to really showcase some of the foiling. What I tend to do is either use a dark card like black or a dark foil because it shows it off. So that is your initials. But again, remember, you have got the spacer. So if you just wanted to have one initial, maybe two initials, you do even have the numbers in there as well. You've got the ampersands, you've got the hashtags. So you've got that nice selection that you can really do a multitude of different monograms within the middle.
I think that is phenomenal. Details of the alphabet on the bottom of the screen there. We've got modern, classic and traditional available for you, all $14.99 or $24.95. Is anyone else, by the way, since we found out that Craig's middle name is Donald, all I've had going through my head during that last demo is Donald, where's your trousers? Is that just me or is there anybody else been singing that? Just me. And by the way, a few people are asking, why has Ben got 4 names? I've only got 3 because I've got 3 and then me surname. It's not unusual, is it, that to have more than one name, isn't it? Liz, who's on Craft House with us a little bit later on, who you'll meet at 4 o'clock, 5 names. So good, they named her 5 times. 5 initials. Liz, we'll find out later on what all those names are. But I tell you what, whilst we get ready for that, by the way, we've got loads more questions coming in for you, Craig, so get ready for those. Let's remind you of our raffle that we've got going on at the moment. You'll probably know that we're supporting the Bradley Lowry Foundation. That is our charity of the year, and we've been doing various things to raise money for that charity. It's all about supporting and helping childhood cancers. If you want to find out more about it, you can do on our website, but it's £2 or $3 per ticket. Search Bradley Lowry raffle on our website and you'll be able to find out more details there. And basically you will go into the draw to stand the chance of winning an amazing prize. If you buy 2 or more tickets, you will of course then be sent the free ornament as well, the little crafty ornament that we've got. So if you buy 2 or more, you'll get that ornament. But the prize is amazing, worth over £530, over $650, and it's that huge crafting bundle where you've got the Gemini MIDI, you've got dies, stamps, there's the classiques in there as well. It is amazing, definitely worth going for because you can support a charity this Christmas, the fantastic Bradley Lowry Foundation, and of course you can stand a chance of winning an amazing prize as well. Lovely message from Maxine, and this is the kind of thing that the Foilpress is all about. Maxine saying, I did all my parents' 60th wedding invitations, napkins, table plans, and loads of other stuff using my Foilpress. They loved them. It is kind of like the all-in-one machine for weddings, really, isn't it? Love the idea of doing your weddings, your invitations, like the plans for the guests as well. Having like the napkins monogrammed as well. You know, all of the different things that you can do. You'll find so many reasons to use this machine. Honestly, it is just brilliant. Let me just go back to a few questions which we have not covered yet. There's so many coming in. Tracy says, Ben, can you ask Craig, is it better to foil on inked background or is it better to foil then ink a background? So which way around would you do it?
That is actually a really good question. You actually can do either or. What will happen though is I usually will do my background first and then foil, because what will happen is if you foil first, then ink, the foil will actually create a bit of a resist effect, so it can actually look really quite smart. So you can even go over with your water reactive inks, and no matter what colour you use, because it's got that coating on the foil, it's going to do that resist. So either way, there's no right or wrong way. Try either one, see what you like, but by actually foiling first, then inking, you'll get that resist effect. But yeah, it's no problem at all by running your ink background through after you've already done your inks.
Good stuff. A few more questions then. So Jennifer on Facebook says, question. I want to break into song there.
I know what you're waiting to try and sing there.
I won't know. Question, how does Craig store his foil and waste foil?
So my foil, I don't actually have my container. I tell you what I'll do tonight on my Facebook from home. I will show you my container, how I actually store them. I actually just store them. Where's the actual box for this one? I store them still in their box, but what I just do is I just take the tops off, and I've got a little container box with them all stored in, because you can see from the front and the side what they've got. When it comes to any of the waste bits, I don't actually, I was about to say I don't actually keep them. I use them straight after. So whenever I've done my foil press bits, what I'll do is I'll foil a few other things just to use up that waste. But what you could do is just maybe in an envelope, or maybe one of those plastic pockets into a folder. So there's a few different things. If you are in doubt, put them into an envelope and store them that way.
Couple of quickies then. Betsy says, Craig, what's your tip for placing the cardstock over the foil and die so that it's lined up? Have you got a tip on that?
So when it comes to that one here, what I'll just do as well is, if I just quickly go back to, because you've got the grids on your foil press. Now, what some people don't actually realise is the zero doesn't actually start at, the left or at the bottom like rulers or that do. Your zeros actually start in the middle.
Right.
So there's your zero line in the middle, and there's your zero line in the middle there. So this point here where my finger is, that is actually the centre point. So all that it really is, let's just bring back in this one here. Let's bring in the confetti explosion, because that's what I had. What I would just do is just following the grids on the side.
Got you.
I would just make sure that I'm positioned in the middle there. Let's move it down slightly. And I'm positioned in the middle there. So I know I'm in the centre there. So then when I bring in my cardstock, I equally then make sure I'm in the centre here. Let's move it down there. Centre there, and then I know that I'm centred perfectly in the middle of my foil press.
Super duper. And one final question before we move on, which I reckon you probably will cover at some point in the show. If Craig doesn't, I know this has been covered in other shows, but Wayne wants to know, can you use regular dies on the foil press?
You can indeed, and it looks spectacular. So much so, we'll show you that towards the end of this show.
I knew he'd be doing it. I knew it. I can read him. I can read his mind. Keep those questions coming in. Loads of you commenting how much you're enjoying this show. You're enjoying the fun. You're enjoying the education. That's what it's all about. Now is the time to ask the questions. Honestly, that's what we're here for. We want you to enjoy the products. We want you to take advantage of these deals. But at the same time, we're here so that you can ask the questions, whatever it might be. Even if you think it's the most simplest, most silliest question in the world, ask it and we'll get it answered. There are no silly questions here. Facebook, YouTube, and of course today, just by getting in touch, you could win yourself a £20 or $20 voucher. More on that to come, but if you are quite new to us here at Crafters TV and you're wondering all about the Club Inspire, what is it? Well, here is a video to give you more information.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the Crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
There you go, so hopefully all explained there, and like we say, do you know what, you see the price on the screen, but you never pay that price because you're always somewhere within that club layer to get a bit of a discount. Loads of chat apparently on the socials about middle names and people with more than one name. Producer Laura's just said that she's got a middle name, but she's not telling us what it is. Begins with a C. Charles! It's not Charles. Craig, do you know producer Laura's middle name?
Don't think I do.
C. Oh, so it's the name, do you not like it? Oh, you don't like it? Oh, I really, now you can't say what it is though, because if you say what it is and you say you don't like it and we've got somebody watching who's got that name, you're going to offend them, so we'll move on. Right. Let's move on and tell you about some of the other goodies that you might want to pop into your basket today. We've got some great accessories to go with the Foilpress actually, and this is back. It is the Foilpress bag. Now that's the thing, isn't it? If you're buying a great machine like this, you want to make sure that when you're transporting it around, when you're storing it, you can take it with you nice and easily. And this is great because you've got a double zip bag, and basically you've got the ability to pop in there your Foilpress, and then you've got the second zip side here, which allows you to put in all of your plates in there. You can pop in things like your tweezers, like your grip, your mat. It all basically goes in there, and you've got sections for more tools as well. That is the brilliant thing about this. I love it as well because you've got a nice sturdy cushioned handle, and then of course on the bottom you've got the little studs too. So it's one of those bags which is going to sort of stand the test of time and not get dog-eared too quickly at all. So definitely worth. I always think, you know, if you're spending good money on a great machine, it's worth protecting your purchase, isn't it? If you are going to be taking this to, crafting shows and things like that in the future, or around to friends' houses when we can get back to doing that, that's a great little addition to go with it. $29.99 or $39.95, less your club membership wherever you are, platinum. 20% off. And then we've got your top plate extender as well. You've seen this being used by Craig during the show. Of course, this designed to be used with your Foilpress and your Gemini, all right? So that's what this is for. So if you've got your Gemini and you want to use it with the Foilpress, this is the Foilpress extender plate to go with it. $14.99 for this one, or $19.95. Again, less 20% if you're a platinum member. Pop that one into your basket. And it said compatible with the Gemini, all right, the actual Gemini machine. Now, on the website, you might have had a little look, because I know lots of people are watching and shopping at the same time on the website. We've got a winter sale. And on that winter sale, up to 70% off, which is amazing. So even, I said this the other day actually, even if you've only got like a few quid, you know, I think we all have like a budget, don't we, that we can kind of spend on crafts for a particular month. Even if you've blown the budget, we've got deals as low as a couple of pounds, $2 or $3. Have a look. Things like, for example, the Garden of Love Rose Place card. Again, $1.99 or $3.19, saving 60%. Imagine again using this with your monogram, how great that would look. Foiling with that as well would look phenomenal. That is just $1.99 or $3.19 today. Deals of up to 70% off. This one as well, you are absolutely loving. We had this on briefly the other day actually, the rose gold foil stamp and cut die, the sparkle frame. Do more of what makes you sparkle. Again, you talk about deals, that is half price, and that is absolutely gorgeous. We're going to talk more about stamp and cut dies in just a few moments time, but that's a half price deal. $9.99 or $11.49. Love that. Again, it's quite funky, it's quite fresh, isn't it? The kind of thing that you see on home decor pieces now. I love that. And you've got the ability to get going with that for $9.99 or $11.49 today. And you know how much we love a butterfly in craft? Well, you can grab le papillon, is it la papillon? Le papillon, it's butterfly. basically. Again, this is a stamp and cut die, so it does exactly what it says on the title. You can foil and stamp with it, and of course it's a die cut as well, so it's kind of like a multifunctional die slash stamp, if you will. All will be explained very shortly. Again, look at the deal on that, 70% off. It's a £25 die that, and you're getting it for £7.49 or £12.47. Don't delay on these. Grab them whilst you can. What I love again about this is that if you're one of those people perhaps who's asked for money this Christmas, and you know you're going to be getting a certain amount, and that's fine, isn't it? You know, if you've asked for money to spend, you can get spending it now and get the best out of your Christmas money by taking advantage of the deals that we've got on our winter sale. Do have a look online. You will definitely find something that you will want. As I say, even if you've only got a couple of bucks, couple of quid to spend, there'll be stuff there for you to grab in our winter sale before it sells out. Now, we're covering off lots on this show, of course, and with the Foilpress machine, we can get stamping and cutting at the same time, which is brilliant. These are the Stamp and Cut creator cards. So basically, you have got the ability to cut out these beautiful frames and foil with them as well. Like Craig was saying, you can tell the difference between your normal stamps and your Stamp and Cut dies in the fact that you can see that these ones are sort of that grey colour. The stamps tend to be silver, don't they? So you can tell the difference between them. But we're going to see how these work, but you get the idea. You've got the ability to be able to create beautiful frames, cut out the frames and foil as well. The ones that you're going to get within this collection are Baroque. You're also going to get your butterflies and blooms. Again, take a look at that. How much fun are you going to have with that once you've got that foiled in the foil colour of your choice? Absolutely gorgeous. There is so much detail there. So that's the kind of thing you're going to get. You're also going to get in this collection your Art Nouveau frame, and as well as that, you're going to get your Art Deco too. So again, all of that for £64 or $77. You're saving almost £36 or almost $43 today. These kind of things, again, just extend the fun with your Foilpress machine. And again, let's go back over to Craig to see these in action, because you might be thinking, oh, are these difficult to use, or I have to have some sort of different technique with these? How easy is it to use these with the Foilpress?
So very straightforward, very, very similar to what we do. You do need two additional elements. So you're going to need your metal shim that comes with the Foilpress bundle.
Yes.
So this already comes with it. So you can see just in a moment, this is what you're going to be using as well. But then what you're also going to need is your metal shim from your Junior. You can see here, or if you do have the large platform and you're using a large Gemini, then the large metal shim. You can use this one and then use it with the Gemini and then use it with the Foilpress, so you can go back and forwards. If you can, maybe just invest into another one like I did. So I've got one that I only use. You'll be able to see, you'll be going, Craig, that's got dies that you've been using on it. I forgot mine, so I'm having to use the one just here. But what I do is I have one that I just use for my Gemini, and I also have one that I just use for my Foilpress. So if you're able to do that, then great, but it's not essential, so don't worry about it. So we've got our two metal plates. So I'm just going to come back onto here. Now, we don't need to zoom straight in, just so you can just see on this part here, this just lets you know it's the same kind of setup as your normal stamping or your foil dies, but it's just this one here, it just lets you know this is where you're going to follow for your stamp and dies. As Ben said, these are a dark grey colour, so they are different because they are a deeper colour. And they're deeper, they're slightly thicker because you've got a die cutting element within it. So let's take this one here. So let's go for the Baroque for this one here. So we can see we've got a lot of embossed detail, which is what is actually going to do the foiling. Yeah. But we've got our, what I would say is our raised edge, which you will normally find on a normal die. So the outside will cut and then the inside will cut as well. So what I'm just going to do is, just by going back to my matrix, I can see that for this one, to show you how it works, I'm going to use white card. But what I'm going to do, instead of white smooth or anything like that, I'm going to use our white stamping card. Not a stamping card, watercolour card. So this has got a bit of a texture to it. You can still be doing it on your glitter cards, your vellums, your mirrors, but if you've never seen these, I'm wanting to kind of show you the basics of how you can get started with them, and then you can start to then work and progress onto other materials. So again, just going by my matrix, I can see clearly this is going to be a medium size one. So I've got it already on green, which means I am good to go. And then, although it's watercolor card, in the matrix it doesn't say watercolor card. You're just going to follow it for 300 GSM card stock. So you're still going to follow it as card. And then I can see that it says 45 seconds. So I'm just going to move my seconds, and you can see that going all the way up to 45. Oh, there we go. One down, there we are. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to bring in our metal shim that comes with the Gemini. So it comes with the Gemini foil press. So that's just going to sit nicely on top. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. And then what we're going to do is we're then going to bring in our actual foil press stamp. So that's just going to sit nicely on top. Then at this point, we're just going to do the countdown. Again, I just every now and again, mostly actually when it comes to the ones that foil and cut, I pop my actual carbon plate on the top as well. I like to think of it as it just retains the heat slightly.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that can cause a bit of overfoiling. So if you do this and you get a bit of overfoiling, then what to do is just remove the carbon plate as it's doing the countdown.
What I love as well about these shows is there's so many lovely comments about all of you saying how much you're enjoying it. But Robin saying, my foil press has been on the shelf for a long time as I've really struggled with the foiling. You've inspired me today to get it out again when I have a little time next week to have another try. That's what we're here for. Get inspired, get it out, have a play. That's what we'd say, isn't it? Because all the instructions are there for you as well. And there's so many, as well as this show, there's so many videos that you can go back to and watch. There's the beep.
There absolutely is. There really, really is. And I'm just going to extend on that just in a moment. But what we'll do is we'll just bring these ones in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my foil. So again, paper craft foil, maybe just cut that just a little bit too small. Let's just quickly. And this is how it's really quite imperative that you have everything ready.
Yeah.
Because that's now been sitting on for more than 45 seconds. So have everything ready. We might still be fine. So let's just go with it anyway. Bringing in our cardstock over the top. Then this is when we need to use our metal shim from our Gemini, because then this is what the die is going to cut into, and then it's still just a carbon plate as well. Sits nicely, sliding it out because we've got metal prongs just in there that conducts the heat. So we're just going to slide it out, and then what we're going to do is just start to run this through. So I'm just going to run it through that way. And then exactly the same when it comes to the combination of that heat coming through, the pressure of the Gemini is also now going to do the cutting as well. So it just really just gives you that wow factor. If there's not already enough wow factor with the foiling, it does the die cutting as well. So straight away we can see it's cut our frame.
Beautiful.
So then we can then take these bits out just here. So we've even got a center bit there. So then if I then take this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt it that way. Now look at that.
Oh, come on.
Look at that. So that,
love it.
Now that's a word I've not heard in a while, George.
What?
Snazzy.
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 Aye.
That's exactly that. Snazzy, indeed. Now, this is probably, now I know, Laura, I said we were going to do this later, didn't we? But is this not the perfect time to show you what to do with this? Instead of binning it.
Put it in the bin, did you say?
Yeah, I'm not going to put that in the bin, Ben.
Oh, no.
Gosh, no. So what we're going to do, this is where we're going to do the waste technique.
Yep.
Now, this one is not in the actual matrix, so either take a note of this or trust me, we do this all the time on YouTube.
Can I just ask a quick question, which is to do with this? So I know you were saying, so you tend to, when you do your demos, you use the waste like you're doing now straight away, but you could store it, could you?
Of course you can,
yeah.
Absolutely. You could store it. So if you didn't want to use it straight away, what you could then just do is just taking one of your envelopes. Now, it could be a normal A5 envelope, 6x6, whatever you want. What I would also probably tend to do, so something like that, instead of trying to fiddle away and getting it into, that would be quite, a bit difficult to get into an envelope. So all that I would then just do is let's just take a piece of card or copier paper or, inexpensive card. So just then fold it in half and then just sandwich it in between that way. So we'll just get that nicely into our card. So let's just pop that in nice and flat. And then, you don't need to just do the one. You could store a couple of them, flatten it out nicely, and then we can then just start to store it into an envelope. And then each time you use that, obviously, keep that bit. You're not going to be wasting them because then you'll just pop another bit and another bit in. So envelope for maybe a full-on sheet, but anything that's quite intricate and detailed like that, maybe just sandwich it either card or, as I say, copier paper would work fine as well. So what we can do is lay that to the side at the moment. Then we're going to bring in just a piece of cardstock. Now the waste technique you can still do onto acetate and vellum and glitter card, all that sort of things. But again, if you're new, let's just show you how it can look. So with this one, I always have on 45 seconds as well. So we are good to go. Now this is the only technique where what you do is you layer all the components up and then press start. So you'll have seen how each time we've been using the Foilpress stamps, what we do is we put the die on, then do the countdown.
Yeah.
Then we put the foil and card and then put it through. Whereas with this technique, this is where we layer it all up. So I've got my foil, again, shiny side facing down onto my platform. Then we're going to bring in our cardstock. So this is what it's going to foil onto. We need another shim. So I'm just going to use the other half of that. So this is just our stamping card. That's going to go on there. And then what you'll also need is your magnetic shim from your Gemini Junior. Now this is one that you can see I do keep separate from my Gemini. So I've got this one that I only use for my foil press.
Right.
As you can see, because
What happened to that?
I've got lots of foiling on it.
Oh, right.
So this one I always just use for my foil press. If you are careful, you can mix and match again. You know, you could use it for your foil press and go and use it for your Gemini. You can do that if you're careful. But again, if you can invest in an extra magnetic shim and metal shim and magnetic shim, if we've got them in stock, it's worthwhile doing. But what I just want to say as well, with you saying as well about if you're unsure with anything, there is all of that inspiration and demonstrations on our YouTube. We all at Crafters Companion, we love our foil press, so even if I'm not about, you can ask Debbie or Fiona.
Yeah.
What I will just say as well, just with the holidays, if you've got any questions, always say write them on my Facebook wall. So I will be getting back to you if you pop them direct to me, but if I maybe don't reply within a day or so, don't panic, I will get back to you.
It's Christmas as well.
It's Christmas.
You know.
It's Christmas.
It's going to take a little bit longer. He's got, do you know what? Fair play to your man over there, the Scotty Hottie. He has been working hard. He's been working hard. As well as doing shows here, you will know on his Facebook page the lives he's been doing. So, you know, give him don't send too many questions in over Christmas. You know, after Christmas has gone, then bombard him. But before then, you know. Oh dear. Anyway, sorry.
You know what my concern is, but just all that I've done, exactly like I've been doing before, we're just feeding that one through.
Yeah.
My serious concern is I may have a little tipple and I might go live one night from my mum's up in Scotland.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
You never know.
He's got some in here today, no word of a lie. Was that your Secret Santa gift you brought in? Oh no, was that your gift from Sarah?
It was. So all of us here at Crafters Companion, we got a lovely gift from Sarah and Simon. With all the gifts, we got a selection we could choose from ourselves because it was all local.
Yeah.
Something says when everyone within the company chose booze.
But is that a fact? Everyone. Well, you went for the gin, didn't you?
I went for the gin.
Yeah, I went for the beer from the Durham Brewery, which was very nice indeed. Laura went for the gin as well. George, director, went for the gin. You can tell the kind of people we are here.
Oh, so
Please drink
Erin went
responsibly.
for meat.
What?
Erin went for meat.
Oh, there's always one, isn't there? Eh?
There's always one.
Always one.
There's always one party pooper, eh? Always one.
Oh dear.
So we can see now, look at that. So we're not finished yet, but look, doesn't that look so smart? So
is that the waist?
Well, what I'm going to do is if we just take that backing off, just using my pokey tool.
Yeah.
So there's the waist.
Boom.
We've now not got anything on it.
That's
that waist
phenomenal.
has transferred onto our cardstock. I am just going to move my foil press out the way. Now, if you have got your monograms, if you've maybe got any other toppers you've got at home, maybe you want to use an additional layering die within the middle if you want, but let's just trim that little bit of matting and layering. So we've now gone from the positive, and then also the negative that we have used. So you are not wasting anything. Look at that, isn't it just awesome? Actually, well, I'll show you a couple of things that you could be doing with them, just quickly. Let's go for it. Let's start with what we've just done here. So this one is on, this could either be on our luxury card. I know for a fact, this is on Hunky Dory's Mirri card because I done this one. So you can see that's how it looks onto mirror card or mirror card. And then we've got that butterfly. Now that butterfly one is a fun one that you can colour in because you've got all those additional elements within the foliage, the flowers, the butterflies. So it is a fun one to colour in if you want. But then you can go large, you can go boxes, you can go small. But you see how if you've got any of your sentiment stamps incorporating other dyes because they're very Art Nouveau within these ones. And that one's just a great one. Pop, fizz, clink. I've got a funny feeling there'll be a lot of that going on over the next couple of weeks.
What, popping and fizzing and clinking?
And that's just going to be my mum and stepdad's house. So. But you can see you've got so many different ways because they cut, apart from the butterfly, they all cut the apertures within the middle. So think of, I know I always say shaker cards, but think of the shaker cards that you could do. You could then do your inapage, you can then pop your frames, photos maybe if you want to as well. So many different things. And that does the foiling and the die cutting at the same time.
Wow, there's more questions coming in which we will tackle in just a second, but don't forget, again, we've only got 40 minutes left, but get your questions in, get your comments in, because if you do question and comment during the show on Facebook, YouTube, you do stand a chance of winning a £20 or $20 voucher. We're doing that on all the shows up until the end of play on the 23rd, so definitely worth getting in touch. And again, it's always good to get your questions answered. Beth on Facebook saying, my Foilpress is my Christmas present from my hubby. I'm tempted to get it and not wait yet. Well, yeah, do it. Get it out. Get it out. This is so beautiful, says Tracy. I have a few of the cut and foil stamps. I got them out and I'm now playing. Donna saying, I love how the waist looks just as good. And lots of love coming in for Craig. Craig's lives are the absolute best, says Katie. Anita on YouTube. Yes, Craig has been working very hard. Much appreciate all the lives he's been doing with the Advent calendar. They've been good, haven't they? I've caught a few bits. Very good. And Sandy says, hi guys, I'm coming a little late to the party today, but wanted to drop in to say thank you for your wonderful company throughout this year. You brought smiles along with great education. So happy Christmas and enjoy your holidays. Well, Sandy, thank you so much for your comment. We'll do some more questions with Craig in just a second. By the way, little quick plug for myself, live tomorrow night, my Facebook page, I'm doing a Christmas quiz. So it'll only be an hour or so, and we're doing, what we've got rounds on, a round on Father Christmas, a round on Christmas movies, a round on Christmas music. It's going to be great. So join in if you can. Now, these are what we've just been focusing on. Somebody was asking about the sizes. They're two different sizes actually, because you're going to get four within the set. The Baroque, which you've got here, is 5 by 5, all right, 5 by 5, as is your butterfly and bloom, so 5 inches by 5 inches, and then you've got your Art Nouveau and your Art Deco, which are 4 inches by 6 inches. So those are the size of those. But you can see again just how versatile these are and how easy they are to create some gorgeous, gorgeous frames. And of course, the fact that they foil and cut as well makes these just brilliant. That's that butterfly one, the butterfly and blooms that we saw on Craig's card there just a few moments ago. Phenomenal. And again, even though you know, this one particularly so detailed, you still get that detail each and every time you foil. They are great. And there's your Art Nouveau and your Art Deco stamp and die cut as well. Stamp and cut dies is what I meant to say. £64 or $77, saving $35.96 or $42.96 today. Grab those whilst you can, because again, very, very busy for those collections. Now, something else which you might want to pop into your basket are these, the Solid Sentiments collection. $38.97 or $44.97 is the deal on this, saving over 15% once again. And what I love with these is you've got two ways again to be able to use them, almost like the positive and the negative really you've got, haven't you? But again, with all of the different foils that you can get, all of the different colours that you can foil with, you are just going to have so much fun with these. So within this collection, you're going to get, especially for you, you've then also got, look at that. I mean, how cool is that? Again, you're going to be using that time and time again. Again, you've got the ability to achieve the positive and the negative effect with that brilliant champagne bottle. Celebrate! Be a few of those being popped, I'm sure, over the next few days. Again, look at that. You talk about making a wow birthday card. Look at that cake, absolutely phenomenal. Happy birthday is the third within this collection. And then again, something which I think is just nice to use. You know, you don't always have to have an occasion when you make a card, do you? It's nice sometimes just to say thank you. And that's what you've got the ability to do with this. Once again, 15% saving, $38.97 or $44.97. And as I said, you know, the choice of foils that we've got as well allows you to really create, you know, the colour that you want, the style that you want with these. And you've seen again how easy it is to use with the machine. Don't forget, check out our website. Not only there will you be able to find more of the foils that we've got, but you'll also be able to get your hands on some goodies in our winter sale, up to 70% off. And as we saw earlier on, prices down to sort of £2, $3, really low prices. So do have a good look around the website to find all of the deals right there. Betty saying, I'm going to save this presentation for reference. Thank you, Craig, for being so awesome with the foil press. Do you know what? He knows his stuff, doesn't he? There's only one thing missing today from this show, is his foil press shirt. But, you know, can't have everything. Where is the shirt today? Is it the dry cleaners?
That's exactly where it is.
Ah, that's what I thought.
Exactly where it is.
That's what I thought.
I mean, you know, it's last day, so you've got to have the Christmas jumper on.
I know.
Got to.
I know. No word of a lie. I won't say what it was exactly, but we had a little bit of a surprise plan for this foil press show. But in the pre-production meeting, we were chatting, going, do you know what? Should we do the surprise thing, or should we just go with the normal jumpers? So next time we do the foil press show, we'll do what we were going to do on this show, on that show.
Absolutely.
Good.
We will certainly do that day for sure. So what we're going to do with this one here is we're just going to then just use our foil.
Did you call me Dave?
So I did. Oh yeah, I did.
The name's Ben.
Ben.
Charles Benjamin Joseph.
I know, as if you've not got enough names, you know.
Where did Dave come from? Add that to my name if you want. Charles Benjamin Joseph Dave.
Whatever you're called. So we're going to use our sentiment on this one here, so our celebrate. So this is where you've got that solid look that you can see. So we go that way, and then you can see it could be the champagne, you can see so many different pops popping out. It could be Schlur or any of the other
could be what?
soft drinks. Schlur.
Schlur.
Appetizer or anything like that. Schlur. So what we're going to do for this one is, again, just going back to my matrix. So what I'm going to do again is I'm just going back, looking down to where it says acetate, and it says for this one here, you could actually go with this kind of being a small.
Sorry, I've never heard of that before. And like they're just going Schlur. What's it called?
Schlur.
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 It's a fizzy drink. It's a non-alcoholic drink. You get it within like the fizzy juice section. Yeah.
A fizzy grape drink, Laura's saying.
White grape, red grape, a few different grapes called Schlur.
Well, you learn something new every day, do you not?
Other grapes available as well.
Schlur. 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 Oh dear. Other fizzy carbonated grape-based drinks are probably available. I just like the name of that one. It's good, isn't it? Schlur.
Oh, if it wasn't hot enough, you're getting that heat coming off the foil press.
Do you know what? I'm going later on to the supermarket to do my shopping, so I'll have a look out for that. I'll have a bottle of that. Well, how do you spell it?
S-H-L-O-E-R.
Like it sounds.
Schlur.
Schlur.
It's like you're watching something like Britain's Got Talent, you're hitting the button there.
Anyway, do carry on. What were you talking about?
You never know, we might get an email from the top of Schlur tomorrow, eh?
Free samples, that'd be good. Anyway, move on.
Yes. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to do it onto acetate. Now, what I want you to think now is, think of acetates that you've got, think of heavyweight acetates, think of packaging when it comes to acetate, because although it's heat, you don't just need to use heat-proof acetate. And that's something a lot of people think that you have to use when it comes to the foil press. You don't. You can use other acetates as well. If you do use a heavier acetate, what will sometimes happen, or when I say a heavyweight, an acetate that's not heat proof, what will happen sometimes is the acetate will buckle slightly. That's absolutely fine. What you're just going to use is a heavier adhesive to stick it down in place, but you can still use all these different acetates. So think of the packaging that you've got. If it's maybe you're not able to pop it in your recycling wherever you are, use it within your foil press. So again, just looking at my matrix, I'm going to go down to the acetate sheet on here. Now it does say within the matrix for something like this, for small would be 10 seconds. Now you could try this as a small. If you're unsure, is it a small or is it a medium, what to do, what I suggest is just try it on the small first, and then if you get underfoiling, then you just know that you need to go up into what would be the medium size. So for this one, I'm not too sure if it would be a small or a medium. Let's go for small. So I'm just going to pop that one on, and then because of the small, it says 10 seconds. So let's bring it all the way down. So let's make sure we get everything good to go before we pop it on the heat. And for acetate, what I will say, doesn't say this within the matrix, acetate I always add a shim. So this is just our 300 GSM white stamping card. So if you ever hear me say a shim, it's just a piece of our stamping card. So that's what I use. So 10 seconds, good to go. So we're just going to pop that one on, and then on this one I am just going to pop my carbon plate over the top. We're going to do the countdown for the 10 seconds.
Get your questions in, by the way. Last chance saloon, ready to get those questions in on Facebook and YouTube. We'll do another question section with Craig in just a second. There's a beep.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop our foil. So it's acetate, but it's still our paper craft foil. So we've got our acetate on here now, so that can go over the top, and then I am going to pop my shim over the top. Now bringing this one in, and then we're going to slide that one out. So we're then just going to line it up over the top. Now if I'm using my extender plate at home, obviously I'll have my Gemini right in front of me at the angle. So you won't be doing it this way. You might do, you might do. You might be making it a bit difficult for yourself, but I wouldn't suggest
No,
it.
don't bother doing that.
So we're going to take this off now. Now remember, we've gone for low seconds. I wasn't sure if it was going to be low or medium. So what we can do is let's have a look. Let's peel this one off. Now look at that. So that tells me we need that to be a bit longer. Can you see how we're starting to get it. We're starting to get it, but just on this solid part just here, that just goes to show that we've got underfoiling. So then that is how I usually will determine if I'm unsure, do I do small or medium, then I will then just start with the small, go on to the medium. So I've got another bit of acetate here. So what we can do is just seen by my matrix to the side of me here, it says when it comes to the medium, now I know we're not going to zoom right in, but I can see here it says 20. So I'm going to go to 20, and then we're on green, which means we are good to go, so we can pop that one on. And then once again, I'm just going to press the start. Still got 20, so that gives me 20 seconds to get my foil ready.
Patty saying, loving the information from the show, saved it for later. And Maxine on Facebook saying, think I'm addicted to my foil press as I have most of these dies. Yeah, and as we've heard, obviously you've got the stamps that you can get for the foil press, and as we'll go on to see, you can use the dies that you've already got as well. There's a beep.
It's like how much information can you get within that time? So there we go. So I'm now popping that one on, and then let's just bring in our acetate again. Where's it gone? Typical, there we go. So bringing in our acetate, popping that over the top. Just going to use that same shim, but just on the other side. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Same shim. Yeah.
Shame.
And that's without any slur.
Yeah, you're slurring your words over there. Slur.
There we go.
Can't believe that. Slur.
Oh
dear. That's a very good point. Laura, producer Laura just said, if you have slur, you don't slur your words, do you? Because it's non-alcoholic. Let's stop talking about it anyway. We're giving them far too much airtime. It's like you and your sofas the other day. How much? Hey, we did work though. Do you know,
I'm just going to say, if you've not been on my Facebook, then just to say, anyone that did see that show, it did work.
Yeah.
My sofa comes tomorrow. Just saying.
He mentioned the sofa company about a zillion times on a show with me the other day, and all of a sudden the sofa's now arrived. Well, it's arriving. So yeah, it goes to show. The big companies watch the shows here on Crafters TV.
Absolutely. I've always said SCS are a fantastic company. They're so good. So now what we're going to do is let's peel that one off. Now look at that. I've done it onto the black so you can see. Perfect.
Here we go.
Absolutely perfect. So if you are ever unsure, and it still happens to me, even if we come out with a new range of foil press stamps, obviously when we get them, we've never seen them being used in the fact of being demonstrated. So we just get the guide from Hillary in the office, and then we have a play. So if I'm ever unsure, I always go with the lowest time first, then I'll go to the medium if it doesn't work. But then you can see how that just looks absolutely Splendid. And then let's show you a few of these ones. So this one here, when we were talking about the foil, acts as a resist. So this one is where we've foiled it with the silver, and then we've gone over with, I think that is pink tulip, straight over the top, and that has then created the resist effect. So you've got that one, and then that one's on texture card. So that is texture on that one here. And there's the one that we've just done, you can see there. So nice little cards, they would be even good for little tags. Absolutely incredible straight onto black card as well that you can see.
Gorgeous.
Bringing in, this says the classiques, and just colouring them individually. Because the foil's got that coating, you can just wipe it off. And then what about shaker that you can see there? And then again, just on a bit of Centura pearl that you've got onto them ones. So just a nice selection of different things that you can be using and foiling when it comes to these large sentiments.
It's marvellous, isn't it, really, this foil press machine? And I think, you know what, like Craig was saying, as long as you kind of get yourself organised and you're ready to go when that beep happens, this is going to be a really, really simple thing for you to be able to create amazing, gorgeous foiled projects. It's a brilliant system, honestly, and hopefully you're seeing, and you've been seeing over the course of the last hour and a half, just how easy it is to use, and that you can produce your own foiling so easily, whether it be for your cards, whether it be for home decor, whether it be for, you know, things like wedding stationery, for example. You've got so many different ways to be able to use this machine, and look at the beautiful collections that you've got as well. This is the Solid Sentiments collection. So you've got thank you. You've then got that happy birthday cake, which I just think is absolutely brilliant. There's your celebrate that we just saw, that amazing bottle of bubbly. And then last but not least, your especially for you. 15% saving today over, or $38.97 or $44.97 should be almost £49 or $58. So again, if you like those, grab them today. Now, if you are brand new to this, if it's the first time that you've seen the Foil Press show and you think, I want to get involved in this, I want to get foiling at home, I want to start doing my own invites and you know, wedding stationery and cards with beautiful foiling on, you'll need this bad boy, the Foil Press machine. It's great. Honestly, you've seen how easy it is to get started. You get everything that you need to get going with this. Apology to our US viewers, of course, this has already sold out, but here in the UK, you can still get your hands on this. You get your foil press, of course, you get your top plate and your metal shim. You've got all of the accessories in there as well, like your tweezers, of course. You've got your mat, your little finger grabbers. You'll also get some foil in there too, and you'll get stamp and cut dies. You'll get some stamps to get going. So you kind of got the whole package there. It's not like we're just giving you the machine and then you've then got to spend more on foils and stamps, because we're giving you a lovely selection to go with it as well. And as Craig was saying, like the instruction booklet that you've got as well is so handy because it's got your matrix in there, so you know exactly where you are with all of the different foils that you can use and all of the different materials that you can use as well, because as we've been chatting about, it's not just about foiling onto your cardstock. There's all those different materials that you can use as well. You know, we've seen obviously vellum in the show, acetate, we've been talking about like your faux leathers and things like that too. All of the information, you're never going to be stuck going, how long do I need to heat it up for? It's all on there for you. $99.99 or $139.95, less your 20% if you're a platinum member, and you are well away. Now, if you have already got the machine, you may well not yet have got the 9x12 platform. This was hugely popular when it launched. I want to say probably a couple of months ago now. Sold out again in the US. We have just got a few of these available here in the UK. If you want to go out, take this home today, you can do, but go swiftly because they are going very quickly indeed. You're also going to get that thrown in for free, your contemporary decorative borders as well. Those are absolutely gorgeous, you can see, but those are all included for free. $99.99 or $129.95, saving £13 or $15 today. Well, you can't get it in the US, can you? So you won't be saving any money because it's sold out, Ben. What are you talking about? Right, next up, your monogram frames. Let's show you these again. These have proven really popular actually, and I am not surprised because again, super usable, super versatile, and of course, once you've got some of your alphabets as well, you can create some really, really beautiful monograms. As we said, I can't remember who it was who said earlier on, but basically you use a lot of these for a wedding, for the stationery, for the invites, for the napkins, because you can foil onto so many different things. These are just uber useful. Within this collection, you're going to get all of these frames. Okay, so you've got that beautiful laurel wreath, then you've got your grande. There you go. I'll just tilt that around there for you. You've got that. You've also got in there your elegance. Again, sort of said that's a bit like a sort of mirror on the wall going on there. This is your classic frame. And then I think my absolute favourite within this collection is the one, again, we saw this a little bit earlier on, the confetti explosion. If you missed that, do go back on this show and have a look at that demo, because it really is phenomenal. You'll see the little space that you've got within each of those to be able to pop in your letters. To do your monograms, and those are available individually, but if you want to go for all of these together, £28 or $46 today, less your 20% if you're a platinum member, that price comes down even lower for you. Lots of goodies. I think it's a case of, if you've already got the Foilpress machine, which do you kind of plump for today? If you haven't yet got the Foilpress machine, maybe you've got a bit of money coming for Christmas, maybe you've already got your Christmas money and you want to get into foiling, this is a brilliant, brilliant thing to go for today. Lots of lovely comments still coming in. We'll do some questions as well with Craig actually in just a second. Loving this masterclass, says Lakieta Gibson on YouTube. I agree, says Linda. Great show. Well, thank you. We try our best here at Crafters TV. And some questions coming in. There's one question on here that I can actually answer. Oh yeah, I can answer this one. Ben, did you say you're doing a Facebook Live tomorrow? What time is it? Yes, I did, Evelyn. It's on my Facebook page tomorrow, 7 o'clock UK time, 7 p.m. So that is going to be, I have written this down somewhere. It's 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern. It's all on my Facebook page. It's not. I'm not doing any demos or anything like that. Don't get excited on that front. It's a Christmas quiz. Because we were discussing what kind of lives I could do, and people were like, "What do you do? Do a little quiz." So I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So it's a 50-question quiz. We've got movie clips in there. We've got music in there. It's just a bit of fun, really. So I hope you join me tomorrow night. That will be good. There we go. Look at me answering the questions. Right, let's put some questions over to Craig now. Craig, this is a good question. Helen Grimm on Facebook says, "Can you use different colours of foil at the same time, like make top half gold and bottom half silver, or cut pieces to fit each butterfly in different colours on the same card?" Good question.
Very good question, and absolutely you can do. You can, any offcuts, any strips that you've got, when you go to pop your foil on, all that you're going to do is take all your little strips and you're just going to place them over the top. Doesn't matter if your foils overlap, because all that will happen is your foil will only transfer onto your cardstock where it should be. So yeah, absolutely pinpoint certain bits, do strips, do circles, do borders, do whatever you want with your leftover bits, but you can use multicolours.
Apparently this is a question which has been asked numerous times on Facebook and YouTube. So obviously we're using the Foilpress with the Gemini machines. If you have a machine from another brand, is it compatible with other machines? Do we know?
So with the Foilpress, you need our Gemini to use with our Foilpress. It's to do with obviously the thickness of the plates, because we've got the carbon plates as well. So we've got the carbon plates like these ones that I'm using here. So what you could say is our Foilpress stamps, they do work within other foiling machines. However, what you need to take into account is our foils, certainly our foils anyway, our papercraft foils, they've been worked and manufactured and really combined by Leanne and the team so that they work, because what you need to keep in mind is we're changing the time in which your stamps are on. So our heat-proof foils, they're going to work if it's on a heat for 5 seconds, or they're going to work when they're on a heat for 1 minute. So you need to take that into account. So you're going to get the absolute best result when it comes to your Foilpress using our Foilpress. But when it comes to the platform, yes, you need to have your Gemini or your Gemini Junior to work it.
Couple of quick questions. I think that one will lead on to what you're doing in a second. But Eileen's asked, and I've been just seeing this for the first time as well, actually. I've never used the reset button, and it's not mentioned in the instruction booklet. When do you use it, if you use it at all?
I've never used mine.
Oh, there you go.
Never used mine. It would just be, say for instance, say that we are on, let's say it right. So this next one I'm going to show you in a minute, I need to be 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So say I've gone, for whatever reason, I've gone right up to 36 seconds. Oh, I don't want to come all the way down to 6. So I suppose all that you could just do is just do reset, takes it all the way down to 0, and then go back to 6. So what it just does is it just resets a full lot. So say you go up to high by mistake, you go up to 3 minutes, whatever, you don't want to do that. Maybe the cat's walked across it, pressed the buttons, whatever. Reset it and it takes it all the way back to the beginning, and then we'll just go to low again.
There you go. Any more questions? This really is last chance now because we're unbelievably got 15 minutes left. Facebook, YouTube, get those questions in. Lots of people have been asking about materials again, different materials that we can use on our foil press. Can you give us a bit of an idea of all those different materials we can use?
Yeah, so what we're going to do in a moment, and then just to say it as well, so it's 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time for Ben tomorrow. There you go.
Thank you. I knew you'd know. You know everything.
I know them off by heart by now.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the monograms. We're going to use the laurel wreath. We'll do this one relatively quick because I'm going to show you how you can use your normal dies as well. So for this one, I'll show you the alphabets, but we're going to use some faux leather as well. We're going to foil onto faux leather. So you could be doing your fabrics, your materials, your organzas, your satins, anything like that you can be foiling onto. Let's just quickly show you the traditional script alphabet. So you've got that real nice elegance to this one here. This one perfect for if you're doing anything wedding themed or, you know, anniversary themed, anything like that. You've got all that real nice elegance to them. And you've got all your spacers, your ampersands, your hashtags as well. And then we've also got the modern scripts that we used earlier on this one here. So maybe more of an all occasion where if it's birthdays or, you know, all these different occasions that you could be using them as well. Same kind of format, you're getting the numbers in all of them as well as your hashtag ampersands. So what we'll do is let's use the traditional script because we've not used this one, and we'll go for the laurel wreath as well. So let's take 3, you choose 3 of your 4 initials, Ben. You tell me.
CBJ.
C, B, and then
J.
J, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, no, J, there we go.
Yeah.
So we've got these 3 good to go here. So then what we can just do, showed you earlier on how you can, of course, just use your tape runner to attach them. So you can do that again if you want. We'll just set them nicely, just so you can show that, you know, you don't have to use your tape if you don't want to. So we're just going to position them there in the middle there. There's a little recess indent where they're going to sit nicely. So I'm going to use rose gold for this one, papercraft foil again, and I've just got some faux leather. So this is just a real kind of like deep evergreen colour we've got there. Then if I was to follow our matrix here, what I want you to do is you're going to look at it and you're going to think, oh my gosh, it says 5 seconds. Really, is that it? When it comes to faux leather, you really need little time as it is. So what we're going to do, someone made you chuckle there.
No, just the way you said, when you see that, you're gonna see it says 5 seconds. Oh my goodness, is that right? 5 seconds. Just the way that you said it made me laugh.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our foil press stamp on. So we're going to go to 5 seconds here. I'm just going to quickly just line this one up again, very, very quickly, and then press start.
Oh, I like that. I've got the laurel wreath.
You've got the laurel wreath.
Yeah.
So we can then just do that. And it beeps. What I'll say as well, if you do set up your foil press and then the postman comes to the door with your Crafter's Companion goodies, or, you know, Christmas film comes on, or you forget, your foil press will shut off after, it's round about 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it will be absolutely safe, or, you know, you go do that last bit of Christmas shopping or Christmas food shopping or anything
done all yours?
like that. Sorry?
Have you done all yours?
I've done all mine. Mine says all done, all finished. I was very organised this year, but you see, the thing is, certainly this year, I've had to be organised living down here. My family, as they are so very inconsiderate, have got all the birthdays and anniversaries and that all throughout December and January.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you know, so therefore I just want to make sure I've got ready. How dare they indeed, Laura? Absolutely. so that when I'm there, I can leave all the birthday presents and that. So I'm going to then pull that one all the way up into here. Now, can you see just there, Ben?
Yeah.
See where we've got that little bit of overfoiling just there? Always check your faux leather, because sometimes, in many cases, I'm just looking for I'm going to be careful here, an eraser for this one here.
I've heard the story why you've got to be careful. I mean, I didn't know, to be honest with you, an eraser is right.
Yes.
Not the thing that we call it here in the UK, because what we call it is completely different in the US. I didn't know. It's a good job you said it first, because I'd have said it at some point.
Absolutely. Now the reason being is I want to show you with full leather, sometimes it looks like you've got over foiling and it's not. It's just part of the material within the actual foiling. So what I want to do, I've got a little rubber on the end of my pencil. So what I'm just wanting to do, see how that rubs out? Can you see how that's rubbed out?
Yeah.
So don't always think, initially when it comes to faux leather, not organza, yes it is organza, that's another one that sometimes you think that you've got overfoiling when you've not. All you need is just a little eraser of that just to take that excess off, and that's why, just to show you. But that's how it looks as well. So you can see how it looks, and that will just rub out as well. I'll rub it out and then I'll post it online later for you to see. So don't worry about that one. So then what I want to do is, before we run out of time, this is probably got to be the quickest show I think I've done in quite a long time.
Do you know what? No word of a lie. The shows always go really quickly, and especially the shows that I do with Craig, always very quick. But in this new studio, when I came in on Thursday, like the 2 hours felt like 20 minutes. No word of a lie. It's gone so fast, and this show again has been one of those. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've got something out of it, and hopefully we've got your question answered as well. We will very shortly be announcing the winners of our little competition. Last chance, Lou, I would say couple of 3 minutes, something like that, to get your questions or comments in. Facebook, YouTube, and then we get to pick 2 winners, either winning a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafter's Companion. And as I said, we're doing that on every show right throughout the course of the next few days up until the end of the 23rd. So make sure you get your comments in, and of course we'll be doing that later on Craft House as well. £28, $46 for your monogram foil stamp collection. 5 elements in total. And have you got one more demo to do, have you, before we
I do indeed. I was just hoping I could rub that bit out at the end of the show, but I won't be, so I'll do it online later on just so that you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of our interchangeables. So this is our trellis interchangeable. I've chosen this one because you can see we've got all this detail within the actual die. So this is our normal die, normal paper craft die. What I'm doing with this one for the size, and then to work out the size, just pretend this is a foil press stamp. So then just follow the same kind of instructions in the matrix, but instead of it being a foil press stamp, it's a normal die. So what we're going to do with this one is I popped it to 18 seconds. So we're on 18 seconds here.
Yeah.
And then what we can do is just pop our die over the top. Always make sure your die's facing up, not down, because you don't want to cut into your mat. And then we're going to just bring in our carbon plate over the top, and I'm going to press start. So what that does now is throughout the whole lot, because when it comes to the foil press stamps, you've got a larger surface for the heat to raise to or rise to. Within this die, you've got that fine detail. So what happens is all that detail, do you know when you think you've just said the same word over and over and over again? And that's what I've done for this full show. But this full show, there's been lots of detailed foil press stamps.
Well, there has been a lot of detail.
There is a lot of detail within
Details,
it.
details,
all
stamps,
the detail.
all the details, what you want in a masterclass. It's detail, detail, detail.
Lots of detail. And we've got this. So this is now heat up just nicely. So our foil, which is shiny side down, let's bring in a bit of our Centura Pearl with a hint of silver. That can then go over the top. Bring in our carbon plate again. So we can then slide that one out, run that through. So then what happens is all of that raised surface that would then die cut is then going to then just foil just beautifully, and it is absolutely incredible. Doesn't just have to work with our dies at Crafter's Companion. As long as it's a wafer thin die, it will work on or with any of your dies that you've got at home. So if we take this one off, now you'll be able to see from up above, can you see we've got all of that just nicely raised right in. So I'm going to just stay still just for a moment. So straight away you can see all that detail coming through. I've said it again. You can see it just coming through. Then what we're going to do is let's just take the edges. Look at that bend.
Gorgeous.
Look at that. So
That's
what
amazing.
would all die cut, we've now created or used our normal die cut and die to then foil with. So you could do exactly the same. This size I would bring down to 12 seconds, Bring in your nesting dies, cut them out, pop them over the top if you wanted to, so you can see how you can now, how elegant does that look. So now thinking you've got your foil press or you're getting your foil press, you're able to use your foil press stamps that you've either got at home or you will potentially be getting. Now think of all of your other dies that you've got at home, all of your Crafter's Companion dies that you've got at home, all of your Spellbinder dies, all of your Tonic dies, all of your Hunky Dory dies, all as long as they are wafer thin, you're now going to be able to foil with them.
And just talk about the foil as well, because there's a few people again asking about the different foils. So the foil, the multi-purpose foil. Are we recommending that we use? I mean, obviously we are, but our foils that we have here at Crafter's Companion are the best ones to use with this machine, right?
Absolutely. So maybe I'll try and just quickly explain it a bit better from what I was saying earlier on. So we have got our papercraft foil and our multi-surface. If you get the boxes mixed up, your papercraft foil has a bit of a white hollow tube in the middle, and then your multi-surface has your craft card look within the middle. So if you do get them mixed up, that's how you can tell the difference. So with your papercraft foil, you are going to be using that for majority of all your foiling. So your paper, your vellum, your acetate, your glitter card, your mirror card, your leathers, your satins, these sorts of ones you're going to be using with your papercraft. Your multi-surface is your things like your real leather. Very rarely do I use our multi-surface foils. The reason these work best with ours, because they are heat foils. What you need to remember is other foil machines out there that are working around heat, they are based just on one heat temperature at one time length on the foil press. Ours has to be able to work whether you're foiling at 5 seconds or whether you are leaving your foiling on for 1 minute and 5 seconds. So this is where Leanne has just got that down to a fine art, fine tea with the manufacturer to get this to work perfectly. 5 seconds or 1 minute, 5 seconds. You use any other heat foils, it may work. I'm not saying that it won't work, it may work. I'm just saying that we can't guarantee you're going to get a good result unless it's our one, which is going to really open up to that variety of different times on the foil press platform.
Brilliant stuff. Hopefully we have answered all of your questions today. If not, as we've been saying, the great thing is there's so much out there as far as shows on the foil press are concerned, and ideas for you as well. So there's plenty out there that you can find. But actually, watch this show back from the start. You'll see just how easy it is to get going. All of the different things you can foil with, all of the different goodies that we've got, and actually get this today seriously if you haven't yet got it, because it is a brilliant bit of kit. We've got a winter sale. Before I do the winners, winter sale, just must remind you of, that's on our website, up to 70% savings on selected lines. And the great thing is, again, as I said, if you are one of these people who's kind of blown your crafty budget this month, thinking, I haven't got any money left to spend, as we saw earlier on, we've got deals as low as a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars, so definitely you can get in and grab something from the winter's sale. Right, as you may or may not know, I'm sure you do if you've been watching this show, we are having winners during every show between now and the end of the 23rd. All you had to do was comment. Thank you for all of the comments. But our two winners in this show, winning either a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us. First up is Suzanne Parent from Florida. I like that. That's good, that.
Good.
Suzanne from Florida, well done. $20 coming your way to spend with us at CTV. And this next winner, actually, this is brilliant because your comment was, just use my foil press for the first time and it came out perfectly. So that warms my heart. Happy Christmas to you both. And the lady who said that and who has won a £20 voucher is... No, I'll do the... And you do the...
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Ta-da!
No, I haven't said it yet.
Well, I know, but they told me in my ear to go.
No, but you have to wait for me.
George! Do we have time to do that again?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Right,
we can't.
George. Shh.
Okay, so I go name. Okay.
Got
the
ya.
winner is Tracy Martin.
Ta-da!
Well done, Tracy. Congratulations. Can't get the staff these days, can you? Wendy says, Ben, you haven't said how many Christmas jumpers, shirts and suits you have. Yes, correct. I have 19 Christmas jumpers, 1 Christmas shirt and 2 suits.
And a partridge
in a pear tree. So that's 22. And someone mentioned earlier on, does he have 31? That's the plan, you see. Eventually I want to have 31 different outfits so I can wear a different one each and every day. But thank you for taking part in that little quiz. There's no prizes. Sarah says, great demos, Craig. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. Oh, by the way, if you were one of our prize winners, because we did give away some prizes, Tracy and Suzanne, you need to email us. There you go. Prizes at crafterscompanion.com. If you email there, we'll sort out your prize for you. Wow. Listen, that is just about it from this masterclass. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We are back in an hour's time, and we are here with Craft House. Is this your favourite show of the week, Craft House? It is mine, I think.
I think I would say it's my second. I love masterclass, so this is why I'm in my element today. I would say Craft House is, border on second. This is why it's my favourite day, because I get to do both of them.
It's going to be great. Obviously, I will be here, Craig will be here, and we're going to be joined by Liz, who commented earlier on, actually, saying that she had 5 names. So that is going to be my first question. My first question to Liz when we start the Craft House, what those 5 names are. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Liz will be crafting along with us, joining in with the fun, and we are very much going to be looking forward to that. You should see him over there. He's getting warmed up. We've got an hour to go yet. You don't want to start limbering up yet. You don't want to peak too early.
What's that? What?
Huh?
This is me getting ready to say bye.
Oh, you're ready to say bye?
You don't see me.
No.
But I do wave off camera and I shout bye.
Okay, well maybe do you want to get that wave in before we say goodbye?
I don't mind.
I think we will, because we've still got a couple of seconds. So I'll say goodbye, right, and then the camera will come to you. All right, so here we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed the masterclass. We will see you in an hour's time, ready for Craft House. Bye from me.
Bye.